Well, hello, everyone. I am thrilled beyond belief to present this next show. A few months ago, Monty Croft had come up with this whole notion of giving musicians their flowers. And I thought it was such a great idea that I actually asked him if I could adopt it for alternative venues for jazz. And I've done that. And one of the first people that I thought about, I wanted to have someone give flowers to was Sonny Rollins. And I've tried for a while, and thank you to Terry Henty, she was able to put that together for us. So I'm excited to present to you James Brandon Lewis, who is going to give his flowers to Sonny Rollins. What I want you to do is write some things in the comments. If you want to give Sonny flowers, this is the perfect time to do it. Put it in the comments, and we will share that with Sonny while they are talking. So I'm going to come offline now, and I'm going to bring on James Brandon Lewis, and then he has Sonny Rollins. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that introduction, and thanks for having us, Miss Gail Boyd. A pleasure to speak with the great Sonny Rollins. I, like many people watching, listening over the years, have truly admired not only the music, but who he is as a person. And so thank you, sir. Man, I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, but I'm truly just honored and humbled to be able to speak to be able to speak with you today. If I could talk in reflecting on the 16-year-old version of myself in Buffalo, New York, that's the year 2000. And I picked up a record by you, one of many, but this specifically spoke to me, was This Is What I Do. It was an amazing cover. And I remember a track specifically, Did You See Harold Vick? And I remember jamming to that in my room. And I just remember just the solo, the groove. And I remember specifically just the way you articulated yourself on the horn was very, very much speech-like. And that's what I wanted to just say off the top. If the 16-year-old version of myself, I'm 38 now, but I just remember, did you see Harold Vick? And if you could just say a little bit about Harold Vick. I understand that he also studied psychology at Howard University. I went to Howard. So just if you can expound on that and many other things, I want to hear you speak. I would do less talking. And thank you so much, sir. You're much appreciated, more than appreciated.
Yeah, thank you very much, James.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of yours. And as far as Harold Vick was a tenor player, mm-hmm. And I don't think I ever played with him, but I went to see him play one time, and he came to see me play.
Right.
And he was really, one thing about Harold Vick, he was really a deep individual.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was more than just, his playing was great, but Harold Vick was also a person that had a humanity about him.
Right.
It was really special. Those are the kind of people that give me something, mm-hmm. and I can be inspired by just knowing him. And his music was good.
Right.
No, his music was good, and he was a good person. And that's what inspired me a lot. And yeah, so right, I remember that record. Yeah, Harold Vick.
Yeah, I mean the whole record is just amazing, and really, of course, I mean there's so many albums we could spend hours and hours talking about, which we could spend hours and hours talking about your, but I just remember specifically too your approach to rhythm, rhythmically. It never feels like just streams and streams of certain particular rhythms. It always seems very varied. Can you talk a little bit about your sound, your rhythmic approach?
Yeah, well, I can't. I can't say much about it. I was born in Harlem,
Right,
but people came from the Caribbean,
right.
and I play. I heard that music, Caribbean music, calypso music,
Mm-hmm.
when I was a boy growing up, and along with other musics, there's a lot of people. My favorite guy for many years was Louis Jordan.
Right, right. My grandmother listened to him too. That's awesome.
Oh man, Louis Jordan was my man. Louis Jordan and the Timpani Five.
Wow.
And I got all of his records. My uncle's girlfriend had some of his records, and when I was spending time with them, I listened to him again. Then, when I was going to school in Harlem,
Mm-hmm.
Louis Jordan happened to be working a club right across the street from my elementary school.
Oh, awesome.
So I'd be coming home from school and pass by, I think it was the Elks Rendezvous was the name of the club. And there would be a picture of Louis Jordan. You know, I said, man, there's my man. Then I knew that I had to play saxophone and try to be like Louis Jordan. But I really enjoyed him. He did a lot for me. So maybe my rhythm comes from all different places.
Right.
But I'm glad you got something. I remember listening to you play. I say, okay, well, now that I know I contribute to that, I feel good, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I
feel good, man.
Oh, that's awesome. My first also from that, This Is What I Do. That's when I first saw. I believe you play on Berg Larson mouthpiece on there, and I said, "Wow, I got to get me a Berg Larson." You know, so yeah. I mean, your sound, you're just a motivic genius. You know, without a doubt, and I sincerely mean that. I still collect little motives that I, try to work into my playing and develop and redevelop. And I'm not there yet, but I'm every day is a new day.
Right, every day is a new day for everybody.
Exactly.
Now, speaking about a Berg Larson mouthpiece, Coleman Hawkins, who was my next idol after Louis Jordan.
Right.
Then I got it. I was on 135th Street on 7th Avenue. There used to be a club called the Big Apple.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard Coleman Hawkins playing his masterpiece, Body and Soul.
Wow.
I said, wow, man, what is this?
Right.
All this music this guy was playing. And so then that was my next inspiration. My next idol was Coleman Hawkins.
Wow.
And, I remember he used to play Auto Link.
Wow.
And then I remember he changed to a Berg Larson for a while. But of course, Coleman Hawkins, it didn't matter what mouthpiece he played. He had such a big sound and such a presence in his music.
Right.
That he became my next guy. But Coleman Hawkins is really terrific, man. I mean, he's still I consider him sort of like the father of the tenor saxophone.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt.
Yeah. No, he's definitely doing so much, playing so much music. But so who else did you follow when you were starting out?
Oh man, I mean, I pretty much went through a lot of different phases. You, of course, John Coltrane, Dexter. Recently, I mean, fairly recent, I've been getting into Bill Barron, Teddy Edwards. You know, just over COVID, I've had some time. You know, Sonny Chris. I've definitely had some time to really dig into different players, and you know, of course, Ornette, Dewey Redman, and you know, just the whole continuum of the music. You know, Frank Lowe, Frank Wright, just the whole continuum. Really, you know, I'm into it all.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, and like it's like a group. It's a fraternity.
Mm-hmm.
All the people you're talking about. See, that's like we are some special people. We've got a dispensation, I think is the word, from the higher power. And we've done so much here. It's really, I'm so honored to be one of the people here doing this music, man. And I couldn't be lucky. I couldn't be a better person and understanding how to be a better person.
Right.
And how to learn. You know, I've gotten into a lot of things in my life, and it so far, it has all worked out good. You know, I'm into a lot of religious things.
Right.
Although those religious is not really the word. It's more like a spiritual thing, you know.
Right.
But right, so that's where it's at. So even though James, I can't play right now.
Right.
I have segued into that. See, when I found out I couldn't play,
right,
I was really going up the wall. But then I realized, I've been studying a lot of people like, you know,
Confucius, okay.
And Muhammad, and Buddha, and Jesus Christ, and all that stuff. So all these people mean something to me.
Right.
See? And that's how I'm trying to be like that. And it all came, it's all part of the music.
Right.
It's all part of the music, man.
That's awesome.
So I'm grateful that today, that's what keeps me involved on this planet.
Right.
You know, these people, and also the musicians that we were speaking about.
Right.
That's what it's all about. There's nothing else out here on this planet to me that means anything.
Right.
In fact, I try to live on another planet because there's so much ignorance and hatred and stupidness and like that. That happens on this planet, which is supposed to. That's fine.
Right.
But I don't live, and I'm glad that I realize I'm not here for this planet. I mean, I realize that now.
Right.
Yes, I don't live on this planet, man. I'm here in body, but not in spirit.
Yeah.
You know, my spirit is what keeps me alive.
Right. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. I think I'm looking at some of the comments. Everyone's just tuning in, sounding strong. James, you're doing great. This is incredible opportunity. Thank you. Sonny lives on another planet for sure. Just reading some of the comments, the love is being filled in. Rusty Hassan says Mr. Rollins performed at the Daily News Jazz Festival in 1962. So many times since, so many times since then, featuring his recordings on air in DC for over 50 years. Thrilled to hear your voice today. Thank you, James and Gail, for this conversation. Yeah, so I think we're getting some good response, as I knew we would, and you are really laying down some very insightful information, and I think it's needed, to know what's informing the music, what outside of just the notes. I think you're touching on a lot of things of the lived experience, and the deeper meanings of life that can inform music. I think that's important.
Absolutely, it's the same thing.
Right.
Same thing. Deeper understanding, and the deeper meaning of life.
Right.
And I'm really happy. I'm really happy to meet you because I was introduced to your playing, and it made me so happy and fulfilled.
Wow.
To hear that. I said, who's this guy? James Brandon Lewis. I said, oh man. And it was really a great, so you are very inspirational to me when I listen to you. When I listen to you, I listen to Buddha. I listen to Confucius.
Yeah.
I listen to the people that we're talking about now.
Mm.
And I listen to the deeper meaning of life. The deeper meaning. Not
right.
all this stuff out here going on in the world and get up and God means nothing.
Right.
There's a deeper meaning of life.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what when I hear James Brandon Lewis, I said, all right. All right.
I appreciate it.
It will never die, and it's beyond all that. It's beyond. It's on another planet or whatever it is. I don't know where we're going next.
Right.
But it's much better than this place we are now.
Right. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
There's so much. So I heard your latest record.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I got it. I have it, and I think you got. I was following you, waiting to see how long it would take for people to catch on to you. So finally, I think this last record, you came out. I began seeing your picture in these magazines and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I said, okay, then it's okay. It's all right. It's all good.
It's all good.
All good.
It's still a work in progress, sir. I'm still a work in progress. In church they always say, God isn't through with me yet.
There you go. Oh God, no, he just brought you out here, man.
Right.
No, man, he just brought you out here, man.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
That's
true. He ain't through with you at all, and that's so good for the movement that everybody's playing. All the musicians, there's a lot of the people I mentioned. I'm going back because those are people
right.
I heard when I came up.
Right.
But they're still in my mind. It's just like I could see them. In the next minute, I could hear them just thinking about them.
Right.
And listening to Lester Young.
Right.
And all this, Dexter Gordon.
Right.
All I have to do is just think about it, man, and they're right playing for me.
Wow. Wow.
It's something really, really spiritual. And you need, I hate to use the word spiritual because everybody uses that word.
Right.
Spiritual. So, it doesn't mean, but I think you understand what I mean when I use the word spiritual.
I know what you mean, for sure. And it's always, it's nice to think about other realms and other worlds, when stuff is just seeming a little chaotic, and I think music definitely provides that, along with other things, like you were saying. You've been checking out the whole continuum of, Confucius, Muhammad, Jesus. I think that's beautiful to study them all, to make yourself aware is definitely important, So I'm from Buffalo, New York. And
Buffalo, wow.
Yeah, I did a little research, just a little bit. Some friends hooked me up, and I was told that you played in Buffalo in 1964 with at a place called the Royal Arms. Shout out to Buffalo, to where I'm from. A place called the Royal Arms. You played there with Grant Green, Roy McCurdy, Prince Lachey, and Spanky DeBress.
Spanky DeBress.
Yes. So I did a little research, and I was just excited to find out you play where I'm from, So that's awesome.
Yeah, man, I remember the Royal Arms. Okay.
Right. 1964. Yes.
1964. I also played at the Tremalfador.
Wow.
And then I played up there with Brownie and Max Roach. We played at there was sort of a club that had a show club. They had shows.
All right.
I forget the name of it, the casino or something. But they had, a lot of nightclub stuff.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. A lot
of dances and all this stuff.
That's awesome.
Yes, I've been in Buffalo, and I got some friends in Buffalo. But I think the guy that used to play drums with me, Frankie Dunlop,
of course. I was just talking about him with a drummer by the name that I play with named Chad Taylor, who's on that record that you checked out, Jessup Wagon, the last album I came out with. And we were talking about, Frankie Dunlop. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, Buffalo's got some history. Yeah,
it sure does, man. And Frankie was a great drummer. I love playing with Frankie. And
wow.
We used to live in the same building down on Grand Street.
Wow.
In New York.
Wow.
And Frankie and I played together a lot. And then he was playing with Monk for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Some other people.
Wow.
So I look, man, and James Brandon Lewis, he's from Buffalo. Oh man, wow. You think so? There you go.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Wonderful, man.
Yeah. So another, of course, I'm definitely a fan of Saxophone Colossus. I loved your solo on Tenor Madness. That was one of the solos I transcribed. But another album that I really dig that isn't always talked about enough, but I love it, is The Cutting Edge. I think it was a Montreux Jazz Festival recording. And on there you do a song. You were awarded the McDowell Medal in 2010, and on there's a song, To a Wild Rose, that Edward McDowell wrote, and you played on that album. And so,
okay.
and then that album is amazing. I mean, it's Stanley Cowell on piano, Masuo on guitar, of course, Bob Cranshaw, David Lee on drums, and Tume on congas, and Rufus Harley on the bagpipes. I'm pretty sure that's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that album.
Brothers.
Yeah, it's. I mean, of course, it's just another groove. As you can see, I love groove. I love all your work. You know, I like to think about musicians and great musicians such as yourself in a retrospective way. You know, I want to check out all your work, honor all your work, and not like kind of break it up into segments, because it's all you. You know, even now, you know, the music is still playing. You know, the music is still playing right now. I know you say you're not playing, but you're playing a different kind of music now. You know, you're playing the Confucius, Muhammad, Jesus. You know, that all relates. It's all one. You know, but that album, the cutting edge. Wow, I mean, just amazing. You know, I mean,
it's so great, man. I'm so glad you you got something out of it. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, well, to me, it's all the same thing. And I feel that this period we're living in is very prophetic. You know, everybody's worrying about the pandemic and environment and all this stuff, and people don't know what they never have. The world is always full of ignorance and hatred. What keeps it going is what you are doing right now. That keeps things in balance. See, and that's why it's so inspirational to me.
Right.
I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So just keep doing what you're doing. Just, you know, I like the direction that this last record is going in. It's a good direction. Good direction.
Yes.
I mean, it sounds like it's really celestial music. I mean, it's music which is there with the stars, and it's music which is it's not here. It's everywhere. It's everything. And yeah, man, I congratulate you so much, and God has blessed you, man, and
I'm trying.
You are blessing us now, so just keep doing what you're doing, man.
Right.
Because you're keeping the world in balance. Yeah, that's how I can put it. This world is out of balance right now.
Right.
So with your playing, you're keeping it in balance, man.
I'm trying.
You're part of the fraternity, all the people I named. Lester Young and all these people, Don Bias, all these guys, man. And that's a wonderful gift that you have given to us. Even though I know you're a young guy, and but it doesn't matter. What you're doing is timeless. The music you're playing is timeless. You see, and it's so I dig it completely, man, because that's where the world, not this world, but the universe, the eternity, that's timeless. That's what I don't want to get. I don't want to get involved with, oh man, Earth, planet, and oh yeah, man, I was in New York and I was in Chicago. No, that's cool. That's where we're at.
Right.
But it's a bigger thing than that. What we're talking about, the music that is being played by these people that I'm talking about, including you, is universal. It's eternal. It's something big about it, man. It's huge.
Right.
Say that because that's keeping me on the planet. It's keeping me on the planet. Not that I need to stay here. That's not my business. When I need to go, that's not up to me. So whenever that happens, fine. But while I'm here, I'm being blessed by listening to the people and yourself and all the people we talked about.
Right. That's true. Let me see. I have some comments, and this, Monty Croft is asking. He'd love to hear about some of the things you practiced back in the days, and what might you be listening to now. Yeah, and then Charles Wood says one of my favorite Sonny albums is East Broadway Rundown. Yeah, that's a great one. They're all great. So if you want to say something about those few things.
Yeah. Well, East Broadway Rundown. Yeah, that was. I had some nice people on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was nice. It was on Coltrane's company there. I forgot Bob Field.
Right.
Impulse, I think it was. Impulse.
Right.
Right. So that was good. And there's some crazy stuff on there. And,
Yeah.
I had some great people. Alvin was on there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Freddie Hubbard was there. The bass player with Coltrane. Who's your bass player again?
Who's my bass player?
No, the one that's on. We used to play with Coltrane.
Oh, Jimmy Garrison.
Jimmy Garrison.
Yep.
Jimmy Garrison was there.
Yep.
And
yeah, no, that's a great record. That's
yeah. No, you just said your bass player. Who is your bass player?
Oh, I don't have well, I work with different bass players, but William Parker. He's not my bass player. The great William Parker.
I heard him on one of your records.
Yes,
but
you
who
did.
was this guy on this last record you made?
No, that's William Parker too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Shout out to the great William Parker for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him on another record. In fact, as a matter of fact, I called up William Parker and I said, "Look, man, I heard you playing with this tenor player, James Brandon Lewis, and I want to offer you a gig with me."
Right. I remember. Right.
So, yeah, sure, William Parker.
Yes. Yeah.
I know William Parker when he used to play with the tenor player from Jersey. I can't bring his name right up now.
Well, he played with Frank Lowe. Was it Frank Lowe or David
Not
S. Ware?
Frank Lowe.
David S. Ware?
After, before Frank Lowe, I think, but around that time.
Mm-hmm. Frank Wright. Frank Wright?
Oh?
Frank Wright?
No, not Frank Wright. Not Frank Wright. It was another guy.
Oh, okay.
Another guy. I just can't call his name right now.
Right.
That's what happens to you when you get on the wrong side of 91.
Well,
you can't bring up your memory. David Ware.
David S. Ware, right. David S. Ware, right. Right.
He used to play, your bass player used to play with David Ware, I think.
Right. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. For many, many years. For sure.
Right.
For sure. And you have a connection with David S. Ware. You were a mentor to him, right? David S. Ware?
Yeah. He claimed I was a mentor to him, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I used to come by to my house to practice and all that.
Right. And what would y'all work on? I know that was probably a while ago, but
I used to be in. I used to go to these studios downtown and just get a room, get a studio, and just go in there and play.
right.
See, people say, well, what do you play? I play anything that comes into my mind, which means everything.
Right.
I play long tones, I just ideas. See, I just like to play and let what comes out come out. But I do have to practice my long tones and stuff like that so that I can get on the wavelength.
Right. Right.
See, once I get on the wavelength, and then I can, whatever comes out is good. I need to play it, and it should be played, and I enjoy it, and it's right.
Right.
I don't really have anything. I play everything, but I have to start out with some long tones and, they're sort of breathing things like that. So
right.
You are thinking high, thinking in a celestial way, and then it all comes out.
Right. That's I'm always over COVID, as many people were dealing at the height or the beginning of COVID, we had to do certain things like teach in order to survive because a lot of gigs were being canceled. And then that was one of the main things that I stress a lot is doing the long tones, and it doesn't have to be a boring task or drudgery. It can be, very, like you're saying, celestial. It can be, just getting a meditation, getting yourself in the right headspace in order to launch after that,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can definitely relate to that for sure.
Yeah, that's where it's at. So to get that under control, right. Then the music takes off. Then you don't have to worry about what you're playing. It'll play you. Music will play you.
Right, exactly. I like that. Music will play you. That's true.
When I do a concert back in the days, and I'm outdoor, I like to do these playing outdoor. And then I remember one time I was playing outdoor and I had a concert and I looked up. I like to look up in the sky while I'm playing.
Wow.
And I said, wow, this is good. I feel like I'm becoming part of the whole environment.
Wow.
And whenever I love playing outdoor festivals or outdoors, just look up in the sky, man, and it grabs you, it brings me right in there.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's, it's interesting, your connection with, I've been reading just a bunch of different people over COVID and just in general in my life, and the effects of nature on everything. We sometimes, well, I speak for myself, sometimes that I can lose that appreciation for nature if I'm not in it. Like we spent a lot of time indoors.
Right.
And so once it was time to go back outside, I said, wow, this is great. Like go to the park, and how all that stuff still informs your thought process, your music. I used to do a lot of visualization exercises when I practiced my long tones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just the low end of the horn, feeling like the earth is pulling me down. The B flat, low B flat being the center axis of the weight, of the sound, and feeling like I'm being pulled down by the earth, and then making everything open, or even thinking about my vowel sounds in my oral cavity, an O sound. That's what I really have always admired about your sound, is how big and round it is, so yeah. And I think that those things concerning the environment and being a part of nature.
Absolutely. That's what it's about.
Yeah, that's important.
I'm not just some guy standing up in a nightclub blowing a horn. I'm part of the whole thing. I'm part of the eternal thing.
Right.
I'm part of that. I'm not just,
Right.
And that's why we have to think. What you just said, very, very correct. We're part of this whole thing, man.
Right. It isn't separate from us. It is, we're a part of it.
No separation at all.
Right.
It wants us to be there. It's like the deep spirit, the great spirit. That's who we are.
Right.
We got to think like that. We got to know who we are. Right. That's who we are. We're part of the great spirit.
Right.
A part of some guy going into buy a hamburger at McDonald's or some kind of stupid shit like that. I mean, we're part of the bigger picture.
Right.
And so that's what I hear when I hear you play, man. See, I hear you playing the whole thing, the universe. The whole thing. The whole thing.
I'm doing what I can, sir. I'm just doing what I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to thank you for this conversation. I also want to let you know that I did go up to Harlem a few years back when I checked out the archive at the Schomburg, your archive, and was just thoroughly impressed with the amount of journaling that you did in terms of monitoring your practice, your life, the effects of different things. And I was so moved by that. And also, to see some of your motives, some of the things you wrote out for yourself. I said, wow, this is such a great resource. And then to put your archive back where you're from in Harlem, at least spoke volumes to me about community and being available, someone like yourself being available to the community.
That's right.
For those young people.
I was born a few blocks away from the Schomburg.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, I was born on 137th Street. I think the Schomburg is around 135th, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was kind of nice to have a girl be right there. But anyway, as we were saying, that's great, and it's part of the whole thing.
Right.
It's a whole planet. Everything you look up and see all them stars up there and planets and stuff, man.
Right.
And people they wanted to find out how big the planet was, and he put all the computers up there and everything, and then they said, wait a minute, there's some shadows after our computer. There's something beyond what we thought we was mapping the universe, something beyond that. As far as they can go with the computers, there's shadows of something beyond that.
Wow.
It's beyond. And that's how we have to think of life. It's always more. Always better. There's always something deeper than what's right out there.
Right.
That's what comes through in the music. That's what comes through in the music.
Yeah. Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much for this conversation. What's a final thought that you would like to leave us with today? Thank you, Gail Boyd, for having us. The great Sonny Rollins. Wow. Thank you for the constant inspiration over so many decades. What can you leave us with today, sir?
Well, I can leave you with the fact that I'm with you. We're all one. So I'm going to leave you, but I'm not going to leave you because we're all one. See, when I hear you playing, when I hear Rusty Young playing, when I hear all the young guys that are getting it correct, then hey, it's not, I'm part of that. I'm thankful, grateful to be part of that, man.
Yes.
So we're all together. It's all the same.
Right.
See, we all came from the same place. Wherever that is, that's where we all came from.
Right.
And I'm part of that, and listening to the music reminds me of that. And so I'm blessed. I'm a blessed brother, man. And so
yes you are, sir.
Brown.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother.
I will remember this forever.
I'm listening to you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank Gail Boyd.
Yes.
Well, I just came on so I could thank you again, Sonny. You have made my heart sing, literally. I so appreciate it.
Yeah, same here. Well, just keep up the good work. God bless and all that. And it's all good. It's all good.
It is all good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, love you, Jack.
Love you too.
I just want to say to the people who are still listening that this was one of the most amazing experiences that I've had in a long time. And to have James Brandon Lewis give Sonny Rollins flowers and then have Sonny Rollins give James Brandon Lewis flowers. Yeah. James, I hope that that's
yeah.
That was incredible. So thank you, James, for
thank you.
stepping up. But I have to say that Sonny asked for you to do this.
Yes.
He specifically requested you. So it says how much he cares about you. I want to tell the audience also that tomorrow we're going to have flowers again, and we're going to have Benny Green give flowers to Kenny Barron. So I hope that you will all come back again, because that's going to be another really great one. Definitely. And then on Friday, it's not flowers, but we do have Linda Moody and Ina Dicta and Todd Coleman coming on because it is James Moody's birthday. So we have a really great week coming up. And thank you all so much for coming. And James, thank you again.
Oh, thank you. Seriously, thank you.
Bye-bye.